Hi BBIG family. I'm making this video to discuss specifically the Tide spinoff dividend and how you can still receive it, as well as discussing the two-way market. So if anyone, for whatever reason, if they're margin called or they have to sell their BBIG or are purposely selling their BBIG, which I think is crazy because it is so cheap right now, guys, and I see a huge future for this company. But if you want to do that, I want to explain certain things because I don't want people to lose out on their Tide spinoff. Let me bring up the article. Vinco Ventures announces new distribution date for Cryptide spinoff. Guys, I'm going to read through the beginning of this real quickly just because some people watching may not be aware of certain factors, so I want to make sure it's clear, but it's very important you listen to this because it explains what you need to have to own in BBIG in order to receive Cryptide. So anyways, Vinco Ventures, a digital media and content technology holding company, today announced that the company's board of directors has set June 29, 2022 as the distribution date, guys, which is Wednesday, for the dividend of shares of its common stock of Cryptide Inc. to be distributed, subject to certain conditions, to Vinco stockholders in order to effect the previously disclosed separation of Vinco and Cryptide into two independent publicly traded companies, the distribution. On the distribution date, Vinco shareholders entitled to receive the distribution will receive 1 share of Cryptide common stock for every 10 shares of Vinco common stock held. So for every 10 shares of BBIG that you own, you will keep all of your BBIG, but you will also receive 1 share of Tide. That's what the spinoff is. So if you own 100 shares of Vinco, you will receive 10 shares of Cryptide. Okay, this is the important part, guys. After the close of business on May 18th, the record date, and continuing up to and including the distribution date, which is going to be Wednesday, June 29th, there have been 2 markets in Vinco common stock. A regular way market, which, guys, is trading under the ticker BBIG, and the X distribution market, which is trading under the ticker BBIGV, and there's a Tide. Well, let me get into it. Shares of Vinco common stock that trade on the regular way, the BBIG market, with an entitlement to receive shares of Cryptide common stock in connection with the distribution. So if you want the Cryptide dividend, guys, you need to own BBIG. The owners of BBIGV will not receive Cryptide. Shares of Vinco common stock that trade on the X distribution market trade without an entitlement to receive shares of Cryptide. Again, the X distribution market is that BBIGV. So if you don't want Cryptide and you just want to buy BBIG right now, you can buy BBIGV. And you will not get Cryptide. Therefore, if you sell or have sold shares of Vinco common stock on the regular way market after the close of business on the record date and up to including through the distribution date, you will be selling or have sold your right to receive shares of Cryptide common stock in connection with the distribution. So guys, if you own BBIG and you want to keep Cryptide but get rid of BBIG, which I don't know why anyone would, but I'm going to tell you what you would need to do. You would need to make sure that you're selling your BBIG under BBIGV in order to still receive the Cryptide, okay? And I would just highly recommend that you call your broker to discuss this and to verify everything, because this is what I was told by TD Ameritrade. And I want to be sure that you know that. So you'll be selling your right to receive the Tide if you sell your BBIG, guys. In connection with the distribution, if you own shares of Vinco common stock as of the close of business on the record date and sell or have sold those shares on the X distribution market up to including through the distribution date, you will still receive the shares of Cryptide common stock that you would be entitled to receive in respect of your ownership as of the record date of the shares of Vinco common stock that you sell or sold. So let me repeat that. If you own shares of Vinco common stock as of the close of business on the record date and sell or have sold those shares on the X distribution market, otherwise, in other words, selling under the BBIGV up to including through the distribution date, you'll still receive the shares of TYDE common stock that you would be entitled to receive in respect to your ownership as of the record date of the shares of Vinco common stock that you sell or sold. As of the close of business on the record date and continuing up to and including the distribution date, there has been a when issued market in TYDE common stock. Guys, that's trading under TYDE V. When issued, trading refers to a sale or purchase made conditionally because the security has been authorized but not yet issued. The when issued trading market is a market for shares of TYDE common stock that will be distributed to Vinco shareholders on the distribution date. If you own shares of Vinco common stock as of the close of business on the record date, you would be entitled to receive shares of TYDE common stock in connection with the distribution. You may trade this entitlement to receive shares of TYDE common stock without trading the shares of Vinco common stock you own. So again, if you wanted to sell your TYDE V shares out of your BBIG position, call your broker first to verify this, but you can sell TYDE V without losing BBIG. And again, then you should see it converted to BBIGV is what you would hold because you're not entitled to the distribution if you do that. On the first trading day following the distribution date, we expect when issued trading with respect to TYDE common stock will end and the regular way trading in TYDE common stock will begin. So those tickers will trade over to just a regular TYDE with no V at the end is what that's saying. So no fractional shares of TYDE common stock will be issued in the distribution. Instead, guys, fractional shares will be aggregated into whole shares and sold in the open market at prevailing prices, and the cash proceeds of such sale will be distributed pro rata to each Vinco shareholder that would otherwise have been entitled to receive a fractional share. So if you own 101 shares, you will get 10 shares of TYDE in the spinoff, and that one share you will receive some sort of cash for once they sell that. No action is required by Vinco stockholders in order to receive the shares of TYDE common stock in the dividend distribution. TYDE common stock currently trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol TYDE-V, like I said earlier. And after the separation, TYDE common stock will trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker TYDE. Vinco will continue to trade on the NASDAQ under BBIG. In all cases, investors are encouraged, and this is very important, to consult with their financial advisors regarding the specific implications of selling shares of their Vinco common stock or the right to receive shares of TYDE common stock on or before the close of trading on the distribution date. So guys, it's very important you know that according to this, as long as you are still buying BBIG and not BBIGV, and again, please call your broker to confirm this, you should, up until the distribution date, which is Wednesday, June 29th, you should still be able to receive shares of TYDE as long as you're buying BBIG and not BBIGV. That's very important. You guys are aware of that. So please do your DD, but guys, this is great news for people that want to get into BBIG because there's a huge opportunity with that TYDE dividend, guys, to make some money here. And also, I think that we're going to see a run-up potentially over the next couple of days of people that are short trying to get rid of their shares of, trying to close out their short positions on BBIG because they don't want to pay the dividend. I mean, they've made a lot of money with BBIG, I'm sure, in the time that they've been shorting it, because a lot of them probably bought way up high when it was, $7 to $12 and shorted it down. So I'm looking forward to that happening and hope that we see some, covering going on over the next couple of days in a nice run. But I just wanted to make this video because there's a lot of confusion out there. So again, if you want to get TYDE, then you need to own BBIG. And guys, there's question about the T+2 settlement because technically that would mean you would need to buy that by end of market today. However, when I spoke to somebody at Ameritrade, they told me that you can buy it up until close, before 3:59 p.m. on Wednesday, the X distribution date. But to be safe, I would absolutely double check with your broker, because it's only as good as somebody tells you the information, and I wouldn't want anyone to lose out. And to be extra safe, I would just make sure that you buy your BBIG today. And if we do see a run, you would want to do that anyways so that you benefit. Nothing I said here is financial advice, so please be aware that you need to contact your broker if you have specific questions. I just wanted to clear it up because there's so much confusion in the community, guys. So if you like what I had to say, please like and subscribe. I'm constantly giving updates on, trending tickers and trying to educate retail on trading so that people stop losing money, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day.